Hey traders, this is Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group with your installation and explanation video of the TTG MarketWebs. So first of all, I'm very excited to have this indicator for sale on the Tribeca Trade Group website. And I'm going to go over exactly how to install this video as well as how you can use it and what it does. So first off, what is the TTG MarketWebs? It's an indicator that's based on the market profile and value areas. This indicator automatically shows value areas from the previous time frame. So I'm going to go into buy signals, targets, and so forth with this. But first, let me show you how to go ahead and install this in Thinkorswim. So if you've purchased the indicator, you will receive a video with a file on it. So let me just give you an example of that. This is what it will look like. So what you want to do is you want to click on this. And what it will do is you'll get a box up that says open or save it. You don't want to open it. What you want to do is just save as and save it someplace where you can pull this up. So save it, on your desktop, save it just someplace where you can recall it, your OneDrive, wherever you're familiar with saving it, or that destination. So what you're going to do is in Thinkorswim, I already have the indicator loaded up, but I'm going to walk you through how you do it. You're going to click on Edit Studies. So first thing you have to do is bring the indicator over into your study. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What you want to do is hit the Import button down below. Here you're going to go ahead and find where you went ahead and save that. I'm trying to remember where I saved mine. Should be on my OneDrive. So here it is, TTG MarketWebs. I'm going to go ahead and click Open. Once I do that, it is now imported in here. So now that you've imported it into the studies, you can go ahead and type in TTG. It should be the only one in there that has that description. So MarketWebs, and then what you're going to do is hit Add Selected. Add Selected. This will automatically bring this over into TTG MarketWebs. So it's right where you want it to be. That should be in the upper study, not in the lower. Once you have that, you want to click OK. So again, I've already done that. So now you've went ahead and installed the indicator. So let's just go through quickly what this indicator does, why it's useful. So, rather than normally look at volume, and you hear people talk about, volume in terms of time, what this indicator does is it looks at volume in terms of price. So where buyers and sellers have previously met up. Those can really be good support and resistance areas, and I'm going to kind of walk through that. Just looking, you can look at it. This will work. This indicator will work on anything. It will work on futures. It will work on stocks. It will work on ETFs. Whatever you want to use this for, you will get a value area study for this. So, in the simplest case, I want to look at S&P, just to kind of go over some examples. So first of all, just walking through the display of this. So the red line is top of value. The bottom is bottom of value, which often acts as support and can act as resistance once you're below. And the yellow line is point of control. So what this value area contains is one standard deviation of price, where volume occurred at price. So this whole width will be one standard deviation of returns. The yellow line is where the most volume occurred at a particular price from the previous time frame. So now let's get into how we can use this. Now that you know what it is and why it's showing you the green, the yellow, and the red, what happens once we're in this value area and what happens once we get above. So why I really like this indicator is because you will find that price gravitates to these particular areas, and once it punches out, you will find that that is your buy or your sell signal. So take, for instance, I'm focusing a lot on, I don't know why, but this particular area, I guess where I want to start here. In February, you could see the S&P, a couple times reached the top of value and could not break out. So a lot of the times this will act as resistance, and you can see it hit the top of resistance once, twice, three, four times, and then finally the fifth time it broke out. It retested the top of value, and then it continued to break out. So you'll often see this. That's pretty much your buy signal, just as it's pointed out right here. So once, many times once there's a consolidation trying to get outside of the red line, top of value, it will take a little bit of time to do that from my experience, from what I've noticed. Once it does that, it often comes back in and then takes off. So you could see back in the beginning, or I guess this is the end of February, you have this big green bar. This is showing that, hey, we're now blasting through this resistance, which it took us a while to get through. And then once we did that, you could see what's happened. For the current time frame back in March, this was the top of the value area. Now that we're above it, now we're moving with a trend. So you could see that we've went from what, 1920, and continue to go, continue the trend upwards all the way through this time frame to about 2055. So this was a really good buy signal. Now, if you notice, once we got into April, we did a little bit of price digestion. However, notice what we did here. We never really got, and notice how much support the top of value acted. So once you're above, just like with any trend line, what was previously resistance will now act as support. So the top of value now acted as support in the month of April. And you can see how many times we touched this area and how resilient the market was. It showed that there was buyers present at this particular level. Again, this is something that you can't see anywhere else in terms of these levels. So here you go. We hit this top of value once. We didn't want to go down. We hit it twice, 3, 4, 5. A couple of times we did get into value, but notice where we closed. We never really, the market really never broke this value area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times you could see how much support there was at this particular level. And then all of a sudden, it's very similar to here. You see some big green candles here that is telling us that this support stood, and now the market was really ready to go higher. So we saw this a couple other places too. Just recently, fast forward to today, and notice that we're breaking through value here. So what does this mean? So this is a good thing. We were coming across support resistance a couple times. You could see this as well on the weekly chart. And you can see, for example, that price did not want to get above or below value area for a while. We see, a lot of big movements going on. Again, this is on the weekly chart, so each bar stands for a whole week. But notice this was the first time we hit the top of value, and we rejected it. The market did not want to go higher at this point. We got up to here. This was, if you remember, this was Brexit. This was right before. This was the Thursday before Brexit. We were actually touching the top of value and didn't want to break out there. So for this whole week, obviously a huge candle for the whole week. We actually got below value, but we reclaimed it. There's definitely was, buyers who came back in the market and defended this area. Again, the same thing on the following week. We spent this one day, I think this was Monday, and then we launched above. So now we're, for the third time, we're fighting with the top of value. What I'm looking for here is, possibly a break above. Maybe we consolidate here for a little while, and then launch above. It's very similar on the daily chart. We're now above value. Maybe we see a little bit of consolidation. Very similar to what we saw back in February, and then possibly a move above. So if we don't get that, what you want to watch for is this level 2108. Can we remain above this level? This is going to be, the top of value. Does this latest move up in the market? Are we going to break out to new highs? This 2108 is something to watch, and same thing with the weekly chart. 2117. So on a longer time frame, this is the time frame that'll prove to us that this market can break out. So you can use this, like I said in the beginning of the video, you can use this for anything. When I'm watching a little bit more closely, could be one of the trouble areas kind of, revealing itself again is oil right now. Oil started to break down. Take a look, just like we talked about. We're going to just zoom in here a little bit, and we broke below value. So this works for sell signals as well. Here was your sell signal where we broke below value. We came right back and tested it, and here you go. Now we firmly rejected it. So it works the same way as it does for breakouts as sell-offs. And we tested the green line, the bottom of value, rejected it, and fell. So what does this tell us now? Now we're below value. and we have to find some support. So a new feature of this indicator, by the way, has been through 4 different versions. It has over 1,100 lines of code, so very, very comprehensive indicator. And what this purple line is something new. This is called a version point of control. So from previous timeframes where there has been a lot of volume around a particular price, and from where we never really actually touched, if you look, price never actually hit this point of control, this yellow line. Sometimes this acts as magnets. So what this indicator does is draw these previous point of controls, these version point of controls, again, point of controls that have never been touched before by price, and we actually are drawing a trend line here. We're drawing this forward. Why are we doing this? Because version point of controls can sometimes act as magnets. Being that price has never touched them before, sometimes price wants to get back and touch that. So that's what I'm watching for right now in oil, the level of 42.07. It doesn't always work this way, but it's something that we've seen this from time and time again. We saw this with small caps. This was a particular target. I use this quite a bit to take targets. So, for example, back in February, when when small caps with everything else fell down, we started to move up. And what I was looking for, this was a point of control that again had never been touched before. We got to this area, we went a little bit above it, and sometimes once you hit this area, the price action will get a little bit above, and then we'll sometimes settle down after that. So you could see basically for about a whole month we hit this level and sold off. So that's why version point of controls are very instrumental, levels to watch and areas where you want to take profits once they hit them. So so that's it. That is the installation and explanation video for the new TTG MarketWebs. You could go to Tribeca Trade Group and you can purchase this. You can also email me if you have any questions. You can contact us if you have any questions about some of the indicators, but that is now offered on our products page. You could go to tribecatradegroup.com to purchase that indicator. So thank you and have a great day.